I wanted you to speak on the like on the suicide attempt thing. Like, what can you let us know? Like, what happened and like what's going like what? Cause I feel like don't you have a foundation?
Right. So with me personally, I just always have been, like I said, the fly on the, like, I've always been like the odd one out. You know, I never was really the one that was able to integrate into like peer groups and like, you know, I just was really weird for real. And so I just would have unnecessary problems with people because, you know, it's just people would try to pick with me because I was a quiet, weird one, and then obviously we would fight, and that would, you know, do what it do. But mentally, I feel like it would still fuck with me. It bothered me, the fact that I just wasn't like the people around me. And now I appreciate it because, you know, that's the reason why I'm able to stand out and flourish in whatever it is that I'm doing, because it's so different from what whoever else is doing. But at the time, it took some adjusting. So, obviously, like, just dealing with things growing up, and then, like, just dealing with different, you know, like, various, like, physical abuse when I was growing up, sexual abuse. It took a toll on my mind. As early as 4th grade, I was trying to commit suicide because I just felt like I was weird. I didn't belong here. Didn't want to be here most days. And up until this year, I pretty much like had suicidal thoughts my entire life, it was just insane. It's a terrible, like, when I think about it now, the way that my life is now, it's just, I think about the shit that I was going through, and it was so terrible. Like, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, because I literally would just look in the mirror and just be disgusted with the person that I saw, or I just didn't have the will. There was points in time in my life where I just didn't want to do my hair anymore. I didn't want to, like, I just was wearing baggy clothes. It got really bad. At a point in time, it got really, really bad. But just as far as like the different suicide attempts, it's been crazy shit. Like taking 18 pills at a point in time, taking 22 pills in one sitting, drinking bleach. That probably was the worst I've ever felt physically, because it was so painful. I had burns in my stomach, burns in my throat, burns in my mouth. Couldn't taste anything for a while. Was obviously in the hospital for a minute. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible experience. So I didn't really been through some. I'm saying I've been through some shit, but like a lot of the shit was self-inflicted. But just it's gotten real bad. But I'm happy to say this year I haven't had any suicidal thoughts. And in August, we're getting ready to go into September, so it's getting ready to be 9 months. No suicidal thoughts. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really proud. But I think it's because I have so much more will to live now. It's like I'm reaching people. I'm impacting people. People are reaching out to me and saying, like, thank you for talking about this because it helped me do this, this, and the third. So now I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose. So now I have more of a will to live than what I would have had a couple years ago. But it's been a journey.
For people, for like kids or women who's kind of going through or kind of having those kind of thoughts, like, what would you tell them? Like something positive to tell them?
I would just tell them to stay one more day. That's actually an organization that I'm getting ready to start. It'll be my organization, the Stay One More Day Foundation. Just basically just instilling a sense of like hope and a sense of, you know, just basically letting people know that whenever you feel down or whenever you feel like you're at your lowest point, stay another day and keep staying days until you start to feel better. So that's what I would tell them. I would just tell them to stay one more day. I would tell them that whatever you're going through is going to get easier. You're never not going to deal with things in your life. And I think that was something that I probably would go back and tell myself, because I was just always looking for the time in my life where I would never not be dealing with shit. And it's it's life. Yeah. You're going to go through shit. It's inevitable, but it's just about how you handle yourself and how you can, what you can control your mind. You can control the way that you react and respond to certain situations. And so I would just tell them to keep going. And it sounds really cliche, but it's so powerful. There's so much power in just continuing the fight. Like, there's a lot more power than people really understand. Even if you are crawling, just keep moving forward. If you're fucking rolling, if you're scooting, you don't have to run. You don't have to be running all your life. And I feel like people just get in this, and especially with social media, it's very easy to feel like you are inadequate. It's easy to feel like you aren't doing enough in your life, in your career. When you see, there was a point in time when I first started rapping, I was just like, damn, I started alongside this person and they didn't pass me up. It's fucking crazy, and I just had to keep advising. I just had to keep telling myself to stop thinking like that, to get out of that mindset and get into a more optimistic, focus driven mindset, you know. So that's what I would tell them. That's my best advice.